Hello, everyone, and welcome back to our show. We're happy you're here with us today.
Oh, hi, everyone. Before we start, Mike, let me ask you something. How are you feeling right now?
Honestly, a little uncomfortable. Not terrible, just that awkward feeling you get sometimes.
That's perfect, because that feeling is exactly what today's episode is about.
Yes, today we're talking about awkward moments in English.
Those times when your mind goes blank and you don't know what to say.
So now let's ask our listeners, how about you?
Have you ever smiled and said yes, even though you didn't really understand?
Or stayed in a conversation longer than you wanted because you didn't know how to leave?
Let's do something together. Pause for a moment and think of one awkward situation like that.
Now write it in the comments. Just one simple sentence is enough.
For example, you can write, I said yes, but I didn't understand.
Or, I felt awkward at work and didn't know what to say.
Don't worry about perfect English.
No grammar pressure, no corrections?
We read every comment, and your story might help someone else feel less alone.
Okay, let's get started together. Okay, Jessica, after asking our listeners to think about their awkward moments, I already feel a little nervous again.
That's normal, Mike. Talking about awkward moments often brings the feeling back. But that's actually a good thing.
Really? Why is that good?
Because it reminds us that these moments are real. They're not rare, and they're not a sign of bad English.
I like hearing that. Sometimes I feel like I'm the only one who freezes in conversations.
You're definitely not. Freezing happens when your brain feels pressure. It's your body saying, I don't feel safe right now.
That's exactly how it feels. My mind goes blank and suddenly I can't find any words.
And many learners think, I should know this, which makes the pressure even worse.
Yes. I start blaming myself instead of focusing on the conversation.
That's why the first big idea today is this. Awkward moments are normal. They happen to everyone, learners and native speakers.
Native speakers too?
Absolutely. They just recover faster because they have ready-made phrases.
So it's not about being confident. It's about being prepared.
Exactly. Confidence comes after preparation, not before.
That makes me feel better already. So when I freeze, it doesn't mean my English is bad?
Not at all. It just means you're human.
I wish more learners knew that. Many people are scared to speak because they're afraid of awkward moments.
And that fear actually creates more awkwardness.
Right. You stay quiet, you smile, or you say yes when you don't understand.
We've all done that. The key is to change how we see those moments.
Instead of thinking, this is a problem, we think, this is a moment I can handle.
Exactly. And you don't need long sentences to handle it.
Just a few simple words.
Yes, short, polite phrases can give you time, space, and control.
I like the word control. Awkward moments feel scary because you feel out of control.
And language gives that control back to you.
So today isn't about avoiding awkward situations.
No, it's about knowing what to do when they happen.
That feels realistic. Awkward moments won't disappear.
But your fear of them can.
I think that's an important message for our listeners.
Yes. If you're listening right now and thinking, this sounds like me, that's okay.
You're not behind, you're learning.
And learning includes uncomfortable moments.
But the good news is you don't have to panic anymore.
Because in the next part, we'll start giving you the exact words to use.
Simple words that help you unfreeze.
And once you have those, awkward moments become much easier to handle.
Okay, I'm ready.
Me too. Let's move on to the first situation.
Okay, Jessica, now that we've talked about freezing, let's get very practical. What usually causes me to freeze is not understanding what someone just said.
Yes, this is one of the most common situations for English learners.
It happens so fast. Someone asks me a question I don't understand and my brain panics.
And when the brain panics, it often chooses the easiest response.
Which is smiling and saying yes.
Exactly. And sometimes that yes creates even bigger problems later.
Like agreeing to something you don't want or answering a question you didn't understand.
Right. So let's slow this moment down. Not understanding is not a mistake.
That's hard to believe sometimes.
I know. Many learners think they should understand everything, but that's not realistic.
Especially in real life. People talk fast. There's noise. Accents are different.
All of that makes listening harder. So the first tool you need is permission to ask for repetition.
Permission from myself.
Exactly. You don't need to apologize for not understanding. You just need a polite signal.
So what's the simplest signal?
Honestly, just saying sorry with a rising tone.
Just one word.
One word is enough. It politely tells the other person, please say that again.
That feels much easier than trying to explain myself.
And it sounds very natural in English.
What if I want to sound more polite or more professional?
Then you can say, could you repeat that, please?
I like that one. It feels calm and respectful.
It is. And if you heard part of the sentence but missed some of it, you can say, I didn't quite catch that.
I like that phrase, but the word catch used to confuse me.
Think of it like catching a ball. If you don't catch it, it passes by you.
So the words passed by me and I missed them.
Exactly. It's a very visual way to think about listening.
That makes it easier to remember.
Now, there's one important warning here.
Uh-oh.
Be careful with the word what.
Oh yes, I use that a lot.
With close friends, what is fine. But with strangers or at work, it can sound rude.
So instead of what, I should say, sorry, or could you repeat that?
Exactly. Small changes make a big difference.
I like that this isn't about perfect English, it's about polite habits.
That's right. These phrases buy you time and lower the pressure.
And once the pressure's lower, I don't freeze anymore.
Yes, understanding starts with asking for clarity.
I feel like this alone will help a lot of our listeners.
Me too. And next, we'll talk about what to do when you understand. But you need to leave the conversation.
Oh, that's another scary one.
Don't worry. We've got phrases for that too.
Okay, Jessica, now that I know how to ask people to repeat things, I have another problem.
Let me guess. You understand the conversation, but you don't know how to leave it.
Exactly. I understand everything. And now, I'm stuck.
This is a very common situation. Many people stay longer than they want because they're afraid of being rude.
Yes, I don't want the other person to think I don't like them.
That's a kind thought, but your time matters too. Leaving politely is a skill, not a bad personality trait.
That already makes me feel better. So where do we start?
First, remember this. You don't need a long explanation.
Really? I always feel like I need a big excuse.
No. In English, a soft phrase is often more important than the reason.
Okay, so what's a good soft phrase?
A very common one is, I should probably get going.
I like that. It sounds gentle.
Exactly. You're not saying you want to leave. You're saying you need to.
That feels much less rude.
And if you want, you can add a short reason. Something simple.
Like what?
I should probably get going. I have a meeting soon.
Oh, that's easy.
Another helpful phrase is, I hate to run, but I have to go.
When I first heard that, I thought people were actually running.
You're not alone. But here, run just means leave quickly.
So, I hate to run means I don't want to leave, but I must.
Exactly. It shows politeness and regret at the same time.
That's clever. English is very indirect sometimes.
It is. Indirect language helps protect feelings.
What if I want a very simple ending sentence?
Then you can say, it was nice talking to you.
And then just leave?
Yes. Say it warmly, smile, and start moving away. So body language matters too. A lot. Looking at your watch or phone can support your words.
It tells the other person you're thinking about time.
Exactly. People usually understand without needing more explanation.
That's good because explaining too much makes me nervous.
And it's not necessary. Short and kind is enough.
I feel like this solves so many uncomfortable moments.
It does. Leaving politely is about clarity, not guilt.
I like that. Clarity, not guilt.
Remember, staying silent when you want to leave often creates more discomfort later.
That's true. I end up feeling frustrated.
These phrases help you respect both yourself and the other person.
Okay, I'm starting to feel more confident.
Good. And next, we'll talk about what to do when the other person talks too much, and you can't get a word in.
Oh, wow. I definitely need that one. Okay, Jessica, this next situation makes me really uncomfortable.
Let me guess. Someone is talking a lot, and you can't say anything.
Exactly. They don't stop. I keep waiting for a pause, but it never comes.
Yes, the never-ending story. This happens more often than people admit.
I always think if I interrupt, I'll be rude, so I just stay quiet.
That's a very common belief, but it's not always true.
Really? Interrupting feels wrong.
It can feel wrong, but interrupting politely is actually a communication skill.
Okay. Politely interrupting sounds less scary.
The key word is politely. You're not stopping them. You're asking for space.
So what do I say?
A very useful phrase is, sorry to interrupt, but...
That already sounds respectful.
It is. The word sorry softens everything.
And then I just say what I want to say?
Exactly. For example, sorry to interrupt, but I have a question.
Or, sorry to interrupt, but I need to add something.
Perfect. You're doing great.
That feels much better than jumping in suddenly.
It also helps the other person understand your intention.
What if I don't want to interrupt, but I want to change the topic?
Then you can redirect the conversation.
Redirect, like changing direction.
Exactly. You can say, that's interesting, and then add, speaking of that.
That's interesting. And speaking of that sounds very smooth.
It is. You're acknowledging what they said before moving on.
So they don't feel ignored.
Right. People want to feel heard.
What if I really need to leave and they're still talking?
Then you can be a bit more direct, but still polite.
How direct?
You can say, I actually need to, and then give a short reason.
Like, I actually need to make a phone call.
Yes. The word actually makes it sound serious, but not rude.
I like that. It feels honest.
Honesty with kindness is the goal.
I'm starting to see a pattern here.
What pattern?
It's not about stopping people. It's about guiding the conversation.
That's a great way to put it.
And having the right phrases gives me confidence to do that.
Exactly. When you know what to say, you don't feel trapped anymore.
I wish I had learned this earlier.
It's never too late. Communication skills grow with practice.
So to our listeners, if you feel invisible in conversations, this is for you.
You're allowed to speak.
And you're allowed to guide the conversation.
And next, we'll talk about what to do when something goes wrong, when you make a mistake or feel embarrassed.
Oh, no. That sounds very personal.
Don't worry. We'll handle it gently.
Okay, Jessica, I'm already nervous about this next one.
Let me guess. Making mistakes?
Yes. Big mistakes, small mistakes, embarrassing mistakes.
You're not alone. Everyone makes them, especially when speaking another language.
But when it happens, my face gets hot and I just want to disappear.
That feeling is very real. But here's the good news. Mistakes are fixable.
Really? Even the really awkward ones?
Yes. What matters most is how you respond, not the mistake itself.
Okay, I'm listening carefully.
First, let's talk about social mistakes, like spilling a drink or saying the wrong name.
I've done both more than once.
In those moments, a simple apology is enough. In formal situations, you can say, I apologize, I didn't mean to.
That sounds very professional.
It is. But with friends or people you know well, you can be more casual.
Like saying, my bad.
Exactly. My bad is friendly and relaxed.
So the phrase depends on who I'm talking to.
Yes, matching the tone to the situation is important.
What about language mistakes? When I say something and people look confused.
Ah, that's very common. And there's a great phrase for that. That came out wrong.
I love that phrase. It sounds honest.
It is. It tells the listener that your idea is fine, but your words weren't.
So I can say, sorry, that came out wrong. What I meant was...
Perfect. You're fixing the problem right away.
That feels much better than staying silent.
Silence often makes things more awkward.
True. When I don't fix it, I keep thinking about it later.
Exactly. Repairing the moment helps everyone relax.
I like the word repair.
Yes. Communication isn't about being perfect. It's about repairing when things break.
That makes mistakes feel less scary.
They should be. Mistakes are part of learning.
I think learners often believe mistakes mean failure.
But mistakes actually mean you're trying.
That's an important message.
And remember, even native speakers say things badly sometimes.
Really?
All the time. They just fix it and move on.
So the skill isn't avoiding mistakes, it's handling them.
Exactly. And once you know how to handle them, your confidence grows.
I already feel more relaxed just talking about this.
Good. And next, we'll talk about another difficult moment, how to say no without feeling guilty.
Oh? That one is very hard for me.
You're not alone. We'll take it step by step.
Okay, Jessica, after talking about mistakes, I think this topic might be even harder for me.
Let me guess. You're talking about saying no to people.
Exactly. I really struggle with that, especially in English.
Many learners do, because saying no feels emotional, not just linguistic.
Yes, I always worry that I'll hurt someone's feelings or sound unfriendly.
That fear is very common, but saying no politely is actually a healthy skill.
I want to believe that, but in the moment, my mind goes blank again.
That's why we need ready-made phrases, just like with awkward moments earlier.
So it's the same pattern. Preparation before the pressure.
Exactly. Let's start with a very polite and safe structure.
Okay, I'm ready.
You can begin by showing appreciation first, and then gently refuse.
So I don't start with no right away.
Right? For example, you can say, I appreciate the offer, but I can't.
That sounds respectful and calm.
It is, because you're thanking the person before setting your boundary.
What if someone invites me somewhere, and I really don't want to go?
In that case, you can say, I'm afraid I can't make it.
That phrase always confused me, because I'm not actually afraid.
That's a good observation. In English, I'm afraid is a polite softener.
So it makes bad news sound gentler.
Exactly. It prepares the listener emotionally.
That makes a lot of sense.
You can also add a short reason, but you don't have to explain too much.
Like saying I already have plans.
Yes, that's enough. Long explanations can actually create more pressure.
I usually think I need a very strong excuse.
You don't. Your time and energy are already valid reasons.
That's comforting to hear.
Another option, when you want to stay friendly but non-committal, is maybe another time.
I use that one a lot, actually.
It's useful, but you should be careful not to overuse it.
Because people might think I'm avoiding them.
Exactly. It's best used occasionally and honestly.
So the goal is to be kind, but also clear.
Yes, clear boundaries reduce awkwardness later.
I'm realizing that saying yes when I mean no creates more problems.
It does, and it often leads to resentment or stress.
Saying no politely actually protects the relationship.
That's a great insight, Mike.
I feel like this permits me to be honest.
That's exactly what good communication does.
I think our listeners really need to hear this.
Me too. You're allowed to say no, and you can do it kindly.
And with the right words, it doesn't have to feel scary.
Exactly. And next, we'll talk about another quiet but uncomfortable moment, awkward silence.
Oh, yes, those moments when nobody knows what to say.
Don't worry, we have simple tools for that too.
Okay, Jessica, this next situation feels quiet, but somehow it's very uncomfortable for me.
Let me guess. You're talking about awkward silence. But awkward silence.
Yes, those moments when nobody is speaking and it feels like something is wrong.
That feeling is very common, especially for English learners.
When it happens, I start thinking, should I say something or should I stay quiet?
And that thinking often makes the silence feel even longer.
Exactly. It feels like everyone is waiting for me to speak.
The good news is, silence doesn't mean failure. Sometimes it just means nobody knows what to say yet.
That's comforting. But I still want to know how to handle it better.
That's where small talk comes in.
Small talk sounds simple, but it's not always easy.
True. Small talk isn't about deep ideas. It's about light, safe connection.
So what are safe topics?
The easiest one is the environment around you.
Like the weather.
Exactly. You can comment on the weather, the place you're in, or something happening nearby.
That feels less risky than asking personal questions.
It is. For example, you might say that the weather is nice today, or that the place is very busy.
Those sentences are simple, but they open the door.
Yes. They invite the other person to respond without pressure.
What about giving compliments?
Compliments are great, as long as they're appropriate and neutral.
Like talking about someone's jacket or bag.
Exactly. Those kinds of compliments feel safe and friendly.
Not about their body or something too personal.
Right. Keeping it simple helps everyone feel comfortable.
I notice that when someone gives me a small compliment, I relax a little.
That's because it creates warmth without expectation.
So small talk is really about reducing tension.
Yes, it's not about being interesting or clever.
That takes a lot of pressure off.
Another helpful thing to remember is that silence doesn't always need to be filled.
Really?
Yes, sometimes a short pause is completely normal.
I think learners often feel responsible for keeping the conversation alive.
That's true, but conversation is shared responsibility.
So I don't have to rescue every quiet moment.
Exactly. But when you do want to speak, having 1 or 2 simple comments ready helps.
Like a small tool in my pocket.
That's a great way to think about it.
I feel like this will help in elevators, waiting rooms, and meetings.
Those are classic small talk spaces.
And even if it still feels awkward sometimes, that's okay.
Absolutely. Awkward silence happens to everyone.
But now I know I have options.
And that knowledge builds confidence over time.
Okay, I'm feeling more prepared again.
Good. And next, we'll talk about everyday movement and space. What to say when you bump into someone or need to pass by.
Oh, yes. That's another daily situation I never thought about in English. Jessica, this next topic feels very small, but I think it causes a lot of stress for learners.
You're right. These are small moments, but they happen every day.
I'm talking about things like walking past people, bumping into someone, or standing too close.
Yes, everyday movement and personal space.
When these things happen, I always wonder which word I should use.
That's a great question, because English uses different words for different moments.
The 2 words that confuse me most are excuse me and sorry.
Many learners mix those up, so let's make it very clear.
Please do.
You use excuse me before or while something is happening.
So before I move past someone.
Exactly. If you want to pass through a crowd, you say excuse me first.
That feels like asking for permission.
That's a good way to think about it.
And sorry comes after something happens.
Yes. If you bump into someone or step on their foot, you say sorry. Their foot, you say sorry.
So excuse me is preventative and sorry is reactive.
That's a very clear way to explain it.
I like having that rule in my head.
Rules like this reduce hesitation in daily life.
I notice that when I hesitate, the moment feels more awkward.
Exactly. These small phrases help the interaction pass smoothly.
What about holding the door for someone?
That's a great example of everyday politeness.
I usually just smile and move aside.
Smiling is good, but adding a phrase helps.
Like saying after you.
Yes. After you is simple, polite, and very natural.
It makes the interaction feel friendly, not silent.
Exactly. English often uses these small signals to show respect.
I think learners focus a lot on big conversations, but not these moments.
That's true, but these moments shape how comfortable we feel using English.
Especially in crowded places like trains or elevators.
Yes, those are perfect examples.
When I know what to say, my body relaxes.
Language affects confidence more than people realize.
So these phrases are not just polite, they're calming.
That's a beautiful way to put it.
I feel like I can move through daily life more smoothly now.
And that's the goal. Communication isn't always about talking a lot.
Sometimes it's just one word at the right time.
Exactly. Small words, big comfort.
I think our listeners will really appreciate this.
Me too. And next, we'll talk about how to bring everything together and build confidence over time.
That sounds like a good place to end. Jessica, after all these these situations we've talked about, I'm starting to see a bigger picture.
I'm glad you said that, because this part is about bringing everything together.
Before, each awkward moment felt separate and unpredictable.
And now?
Now they feel more connected, like different versions of the same challenge.
That's a great insight. Most awkward moments come from the same place: uncertainty.
Not knowing what to say or worrying about how we sound.
Exactly. But notice what we've been doing in this episode. We've been
collecting tools.
Yes, simple phrases that work in many situations, not just one.
Like asking for repetition, leaving politely, interrupting gently, or fixing mistakes.
Those phrases don't disappear after one use. You can reuse them again and again.
That makes learning feel less overwhelming.
It should. Real communication isn't about memorizing hundreds of sentences.
It's about having a small set of reliable phrases.
Exactly. Think of them as your safety net.
When something feels awkward, I don't panic. I reach for one of those phrases.
And that pause gives you time to think and breathe.
I notice that when I slow down, the other person usually slows down too.
That's an important point. Communication is shared energy.
So my calm actually helps the conversation.
Yes. When you sound calm and polite, people respond in the same way.
I used to think confidence came first and language came later.
Many people think that, but it's usually the opposite.
Language creates confidence?
Exactly. Each small success builds trust in yourself.
Even something small like saying sorry or excuse me correctly.
Those moments add up over time.
I also realize that I don't need to handle everything perfectly.
Perfection is not the goal. Connection is.
And connection allows for mistakes and repairs.
That's right. We talked about repairing conversations earlier.
I like thinking of communication as flexible, not fragile.
That's a powerful mindset for learners.
It makes English feel more human and less like a test.
Exactly what we want.
So if our listeners feel overwhelmed, what should they focus on first?
I would say start with awareness. Notice when you feel awkward.
And then choose one phrase to try.
Yes, one phrase is enough to begin.
You don't need to use everything at once.
Small steps lead to real progress.
I feel like this changes how I think about daily conversations.
Good, because the goal isn't to avoid awkward moments.
It's to move through them with confidence.
Exactly. And in the final part, we'll talk about how to keep practicing and growing from here.
I'm looking forward to that. Jessica, as we come to the end of this episode, I feel very different from when we started.
Different how?
Calmer, less afraid of awkward moments, and more ready to face them.
That's exactly what we hoped for.
Before today, I thought awkward moments meant I was doing something wrong.
And now,
Now I see them as part of normal communication.
that shift in thinking is very important.
I also realize that I don't need perfect English to handle real situations.
You never did. You just needed a few reliable tools.
Tools that help me pause, respond, or recover when things feel uncomfortable.
And those tools are now yours to use in daily life.
I like that we focused on small, practical phrases instead of long explanations.
Small phrases are easier to remember when emotions are high.
And emotions are usually the hardest part of speaking a new language.
Exactly. Learning English isn't just about vocabulary or grammar,
It's also about confidence, patience, and kindness toward yourself.
especially kindness toward yourself.
If someone listening today feels discouraged, what would you say to them?
I would say this: you're not behind and you're not failing.
You're practicing something brave.
Yes, every time you speak, even when it feels awkward, you're learning.
I like that idea. Awkward moments are not problems to erase.
They're moments to move through.
And with the phrases we practiced today, that feels possible.
More than possible. It becomes easier with time.
I hope our listeners will try just one phrase this week.
That's a great goal. One phrase, one moment, one small win.
And if it doesn't go perfectly, that's okay too.
You can always adjust, repair, or try again next time.
That takes a lot of pressure off.
Learning works best when pressure is low and curiosity is high.
I feel grateful that we get to learn together like this.
Me too. And we'd love to keep this conversation going with you.
If you'd like, share one small moment where you used English, even if it felt awkward.
One sentence is enough. You don't need to explain everything.
Reading each other's experiences helps us feel connected.
And it reminds us that none of us are alone in this process.
Thank you for spending this time with us today.
Thank you for being open, patient, and willing to learn.
Keep practicing, keep noticing, and keep being kind to yourself.
We'll be right here with you in the next episode.
Until then, take care and keep going.